Needless to say, in those 43 years, I saw enormous change in the way news is used, distributed, consumed, prepared, edited, and all the other verbs that go with it. When I started out, they were transmitting photographs. It took 10 minutes for a black and white photograph. Transmitting color was a dream. Then it took 30 minutes to transmit color. And by the time I left, we were moving color pictures at 7 seconds or 8 seconds. There is innovation, capital I or small I, but it's all the same. In my view, there is really three kinds of innovations. There is plain innovation, which means a change, something new, whatever it is. There is incremental innovation, and there's transformational innovation. But the crisis has brought down oil prices, and with oil prices at $40, $50, or even $60 a barrel, there is no economic incentive for people to invest in new technology for wind, water, or other energy source, non-traditional energy sources, which become economical only when you go up into $75 to $80 a barrel. So that particular dream is, if not stopped, certainly on hold. If you want to buy art, this is a good time to do it because the prices are way down. You know, I get in the every day almost in the mail discount coupons for virtually every play on Broadway, discount coupons for the ballet and the opera, and they can't sell the tickets at full price. As far as I know, only in the English language are the words news and paper married. This thing is called a newspaper in English. I don't think it's called a paper anything in any other language. I think the multi-platform branding is definitely the trend. The New York Times was something that fell on your doorstep at 6:30 in the morning, or you picked it up on your way to work. Now the New York Times is what I consume before going to bed at night. I consume it 4, 5, 6 times a day when I'm doing other things and I flip over. So I consume it online. I consume it sometimes in the car by listening to WQXR. And I consume it when they drop it in front of my door in the morning. It's the same brand, but it takes different forms. Clearly, there seems to be a societal change going on, as you point out. The US election was a perfect example of this. Obama threw out there and got the public involved. His campaign contributions included a whole lot of big ones. Clearly, the fat cats were giving money, but the skinny cats were also giving money. There was millions and millions and millions of people who were throwing in $20, $25 a piece. And that was a kind of an involvement that you had never seen before. I don't buy this business about the lack of credibility of established media, because if you look to see where people are going on the internet to look for information, they're going to the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, et cetera, et cetera. In Germany, I'm sure they're going to the established German news organization's website. It's not that they're reading less newspapers, they're just reading the newspaper in a different way, in a different location, at different times of day. Free versus why should I pay for it? That goes back to, I think, the major strategic error that was made when you decided to give things away for free. The cat's out of the bag, the genie's out of the bottle, now everybody's trying to figure out a way to stuff them back in. Micropayments, whatever the solution is going to be, otherwise you're going to be self-destruct. Reductions in staff. Yes, there are reductions in staff. Some newspapers were too fat to begin with, and the reductions in staff are not going to cut to the bone. Other places, they've cut to the bone and changed their focus. There's less international coverage. There is more space being devoted to local news. And in a way, that's not all that bad, because the local news is what affects you on a day-to-day basis, affects your life most directly.